Hi everyone, this is Bumblebee back with the second video in the installation about concussions. And this one is about things that have helped me this past 8 years after my concussion. I have a pretty long list because I want it to be as thorough as possible, so I will just get started. I broke them up into 4 sections. As you can tell, I break everything up into sections because I need to stay organized. But they are, the first one is being creative, the second one is being active, the third one is having an open mind, and the fourth one is just some tips that I have. For being creative, I started making jewelry. This ring that I'm wearing is a prime example. I think this is one of the first rings that I made ever. But being able to create something and to make something else exist in the world was happy, or it made me happy, and it was good for me. It was like a good therapy for me to experience all these emotions once I was able to experience emotions. So making jewelry and also pottery, that's for the same reason. Also cooking. I had learned how to cook before, but I really did expand my culinary horizon after my concussion. Once I was able to get up and do those things, it just became something I really enjoyed doing. Also journaling. Journaling is not something I do so much anymore, but it could be something to help you, because I use it as a tool to get my feelings out. Art is something especially I used in the beginning stages, and I still do now. Maybe not as much, but those first 3 years that I mentioned in my previous video were times where I didn't have a response, oftentimes, or where I didn't feel, and so I used my art to help me to process what I was feeling. You know, that I did have feelings, they just weren't, you know, being processed maybe as fast as they used to. Outside of journaling and art, there is singing. I do karaoke with my friends, I do karaoke by myself. So it's something that you might enjoy post-concussion, but keep in mind that you might not like loud noises right away, or within some period of time, so you have to figure out for you. For me personally, sometimes there's days where I can stand loud noises and days where I cannot stand loud noises, and so you have to work that out for yourself. Trying different hairstyles has helped me because I like to be creative. So this is a hairstyle that I did, and I'm gonna, you know, straighten my hair, you know, one day soon, and then you'll see it just a different style. Vlogging. This is my second video for my YouTube channel, and I really do like it because I like helping people. So it really helps me to help other people, and also it helps me to create the video and edit it and be creative. Okay, so outside of being creative, there's being active. I like sports. You have to gauge this for yourself too. Some people totally avoid sports after their concussions. Me personally, I see how it feels with myself. Obviously, I mean, I probably wouldn't be doing something that's maybe gonna have a possibility of me being you know, getting a head injury again, but I'm mindful of those things. I also like dancing. I've taken 5 dance classes since my concussion during these 8 years, and so, excuse me, that's something that I really like doing, is being active and getting out there. And it feels really good to just be silly sometimes and to take your mind off of things. The next one, keeping an open mind. Your personality may change after your concussion. Mine certainly did, and I'll talk more about that in the next video. You also might change your focus in life, and what I mean by that is maybe some goals, or maybe some things that you enjoyed doing before might not find enjoyable anymore, and that's okay. You have to gauge how you feel about things. Fulfilling dreams. One of the things I thought about when I did feel the impact of the concussion and I was unconscious was about many things that I never got to do, like making jewelry and doing pottery and having my own business and traveling around the globe and tasting different foods and learning different languages. I did everything that I just mentioned after my concussion. I made my own jewelry. I started my own business. I'm traveling the globe right now, and I am on my 4th language. So I did these things, and I feel so accomplished. I'm fulfilling these dreams that, you know, I may not have gotten to fulfill if I didn't survive the concussion and the bicycle accident. So that's something that really helps me to feel, you know, fulfilled and achieve things. Also, being in tune with how I feel. I have to be really honest with myself. Some days I feel like I can run a marathon, and some days I feel like I need someone to help me to make breakfast. So you have to gauge how you feel. I'm more in tune with how I feel. Some tips that I have would be the closing. Schedule a routine for yourself. It's so easy for me to stay on a routine, especially when things are going crazy. It's really helpful for me to stay on a routine. So that can help you too. Have fun. I do have to include some links. I do want to include some links for mandalas. I think it's spelled Mandalas. But these are coloring sheets that I used when I went to a center, and they really, really helped me to learn how to have concentration. So if that's something you're struggling with, I would highly recommend it, and hopefully I'll include some things in the description box about that. Also, posting things on a wall. For me personally, in the first 3 years, I couldn't remember, you know, when to brush my teeth, or to brush my teeth even, or, you know, when to eat and things like that. So I would literally post things on the wall, or I would post things by my mirror. Also, I would post inspirational messages by my mirror and by my doors that I was going to use to go outside. Things like, you can do this, you're worth it, and all of these great things like this, because I think post-concussion, or any time in life, sometimes you need to hear these inspirational messages, and who better to tell you that you can do it than yourself. So that was a great tip. Also, keep a healthy social support system. I'll expand on that in the next video. Push but don't shove. Attainable goals. Like I said, some days, you know, I feel like I can run a marathon. Some days I need help making breakfast. You have to gauge how you feel about things. Just know that if you shove yourself into doing something, that it can be detrimental to your health. Heal for you. That goes in with the last point. For me personally, it was hard the first 3 years, especially because I wanted to do things at work, and I wanted to do things in my family life, and I couldn't, and other people would get so frustrated with me, and then I would get so frustrated with me because I couldn't do these things, and I could do them before, and on the outside I looked the same after my body healed and my skin grew back and all these things, but I was different on the inside. It feels better for me to heal for myself now. This last 8 year I've been healing for myself, and I've been feeling really, really good about it. And I think I've been healing a lot faster since I've been doing that too. Not that that was the goal, was to heal so fast, but it's been an extra perk for me personally. Attend healing groups if you can. It's my understanding there's now a concussion group on Facebook, a post-concussion group. And so if I attend one of those, you know, events, then I will let everyone know. But otherwise, try to find some things out in your community. In my community, I was welcomed into a group where we did all types of projects together, and they were with people who really understood what I was going through. Be one with nature. I try to keep the curtains open so I can wake up with the sun, and I always try to take a walk through the park at least once a day. Doing those two things helps me to remember that just like me, the earth has seasons as well. You know, Mother Nature is doing its own thing, and it's, you know, the sun isn't rising the same time here where it did where I was when I was back at home, and that helps me to know that even the seasons regulate themselves. Even the, you know, the daylight and the moonlight may not be the same time every night, but they do have their own schedule, and it's okay for them to go at their own pace. So it just reminds me to relax and, you know, not be so stressed out about things that I can't control. The last two things, accept help. That's going to help you a lot. Me personally, I was like I didn't even know what was going on the first 3 years. And then when I did figure out that some things were weird, I wouldn't want to accept help. And that caused some diversions in my relationship, which I'll talk about also in the next video. But this last 8th year, I have been accepting a lot of help, and that's been greatly aiding me in my recovery. And also letting people know in my personal life has helped them to understand. Because if someone knows that you're maybe not eating every day because you can't make yourself a meal, then they might feel horrible because they will be like, I would help you if I would have known. So I've been accepting help, and that's been great for me, so I would encourage you to do the same. And the last one is celebrate everything. I bought this bottle over here because when I first had a concussion, I sustained so many injuries, I couldn't open bottles. Now I can open bottles, and it's not a big thing, you know, but it was. I couldn't even feed myself in the beginning. And so I celebrated that. I celebrated the first time I opened a bottle. I celebrated the first 5 blocks I walked. I celebrated my first day back at work. I celebrated opening my own business. I celebrated everything. I'm celebrating traveling and everything that I've accomplished so far. So I would really encourage you to do the same. I'm sorry if I'm speaking quite fast, but I wanted to keep this video within a certain time frame. So now on to my next video, in which I will be talking about relationships, decision making, personality changes, and grieving. So see you on the next video. This is Bumblebee signing out of my TV, My World. Bye.